Hello, everyone. I'm Eriana Panopoulou, and today I will present to you the mobile user experience of hiking and learning about geology, the case for Syros GeoPaths apps. We created together with Professor Panayiotis Koutsabasis, Andreas Nikolarakis, Stevy Georgiadi, and in collaboration with two professors of geology departments, Constantinos Mavrogonatos and Martin Engi. So in general, mobile devices are very popular when you want to use them for outdoor activities such as hiking or recreational activities, anything like that. Our purpose for developing this mobile app was to raise awareness around the geological significance of Syros. And we also wanted to guide visitors throughout hikes in the northern area of the island, which was quite protected by Natura, but it had challenges when you were looking at the actual trails. Half of them were covered with bushes. And we also wanted to create a case study for designing mobile hiking apps in general and learning about geology or similar fields. But let's back up a little bit. Why Syros and why geology? So a few million years ago, something extremely important happened. The two tectonic plates of Europe and Africa collided, and they created a very unique geological case. One got subducted under the other, and as it submerged back into the surface, it changed the geological history of the region around the Cyclades. So what happened there was that all these rocks got metamorphosized and changed in their nature and in their form. And now we don't know what happened before that point, before the subduction, but we can know what happened during that and afterwards. So if we lose the rocks that now exist in Syros in plain sight, we will lose millions of years of history. And that's where our mobile app comes into play. We want to create this awareness in order to protect the natural environment and keep and preserve this knowledge. Now, we used the design thinking process in order to approach this problem. We wanted to empathize with the users, hikers of almost any age, and English speakers, mostly, and Greeks. We wanted to define the problem in as a clear space as possible. And after we did that, we distinctly spotted points of interest across the four trails in the Geology app that we created. And we added some rest points in between. We also perceived the geological evidence that was around and the content that was provided to us by the geologists. We wanted to have some simple content so that people without any background in geology or in the sciences in general could actually understand it. So we also used text-to-speech to make it more user-friendly during your hike to actually listen to the content and learn a little bit about what is going on in the natural world around you. We used GPS for locating the user's position during the hike. We chose to use OpenStreetMaps. We also added hiking preparation before and other features for outdoor usability. The design thinking process that helped us is irrelevant of any type of system and any type of profession. So anybody that just wants to approach a problem in a more organic and user-friendly way can apply it in any case. Now, the system architecture, we wanted to create it in a simple way so that both the user and the system itself could have a sustainable relationship. The user would have simple flows to either prepare or to just follow the hikes along the way and learn how to use the app almost immediately. And also we needed to make sure that all the data was sufficiently used along the way and that nothing was wasted. Not even the battery of your cell phone, because if the battery dies and you're left out in the field, guess what? Your sun, the sun is the only friend that you have left to get back home. So we created the app and we tested it in the real environment with about 21 users. We did the test throughout two days. We were separated into 4 hiking groups, one for each of the trails. And we tested the things for the content, usability issues, understanding, and technical problems. We spotted content corrections, and we needed to have better terminology explained for people that did not have any background in geology. The navigation issues were mainly that the GPS did not want to cooperate most of the time, but not in all phones, in some. So it was good that we were in groups because each one, if our phone was working, then I could lead my fellow colleague along the way. And what was very surprising as a behavior that arose from all this was the organic rise of leaders and teachers. So after about half of the points, after you covered about half the trail, some people got tired of actually using the application and put it in their pocket. But they were the ones that once they were getting closer to the points of interest, they would pick it up and go thoroughly over the content. They would watch the videos, they would listen to the content, and they would have discussions with the other people to better their knowledge on this. And the leaders were the people that were extremely passionate about getting to the place and actually using the application for proper navigation. It actually helped because if you couldn't see the trail half the time due to thorns, you had to have another companion to guide you. Now in the field evaluations, after we completed all the hikes, we asked the participants to fill out 2 surveys. One was for us to spot the more qualitative problems in a more cohesive way. And that's where we spotted the more tactile usability issues and technical issues that they experienced along the way, such as also poorly marked trails on the site. And we tried to measure the user experience by using the user experience questionnaire. And we evaluated for the attractiveness, clarity, efficiency, dependability, and novelty of the system. And it was quite well received as an overall experience, which was quite nice. In conclusion, to sum up the story, in order to understand how these systems should be designed from an experience point of view, we need to not only take care of the technical stuff, but also keep in mind how the user experiences things in the physical world. So if we keep these 2 experiences aligned, then we probably have a good chance of creating systems that are very, very valuable to the people. And maybe that could help their relationship better with the natural environment, maybe even better their lives in the end. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eriana. If there are any questions?
This scenario is very interesting, actually, you Panayiotis and all the group. But if I may, I can report my own experience in a similar situation. And I want to see how ethnographic was your user study. I designed myself an experience again for a site in the open area. And then I discovered one of the main limitations that my mobile phone I use for many other things like communication and most probably taking pictures because I'm interested in what's going on. What I found it really irritating is that I don't want to monopolize this application, the use of my mobile. So I want to be in control. And I found this that I had completely missed it at design time when I went in the field. So I have many questions related to this. Among one interesting is points of interest are single point or a sort of an area where you can see geological conditions. It's important because it could be just coordinates in GPS coordinates place, or it could be a whole area. So it could be a linear area of if interesting things happen. So that's one question, just to make it clear. One thing is from just looking on the left in your presentation, I realized that lots of the stuff we have in the application is for preparing, like watching videos and advice on the equipment you want to bring on, etc. So these are not on location, on site. They are for planning, for deciding which path to go and what I'm expecting there. So I don't expect people to watch videos under blazing sun, where they are most interested to watch around and hike up a hill. So do you distinguish the 2 phases, like planning and preparation, than actually being on the field? Second question, during the activity, you said some people put it in the pocket. It's very natural. I don't want to continuously look at my mobile device to see where I'm going. So have you monitored this? How often people pay attention to that? And what's the mechanics of your ethnography? Did you follow them? Do you have a way to know when they were looking at your application? Third question, did they get bothered with other uses of the mobile device, like photo camera, which is very important, communication device, etc., etc. I think it's good here. I have a few more, but I think.
Okay. Thank you very much for your questions. Thank you very much for your questions. Okay, I will try to start from the earlier that I can remember. So probably it was because of my, hasty delivery, but actually the preparation is one of the most simple phases that we took care of in the application. It's actually one single screen. So in the video here, this is the onboarding phase. Let me just come on. Okay, so this is the onboarding phase when you first open the application, but just for the first time, not continually. So after that, you can get to plan your hikes, and you can see the the preparation that you need to do, and then you can get to review your experience. This particular screen is the only one that we have in relation to just preparing yourself.
Yeah, I mean the interface profile. It's very important to decide whether it's big enough, so I can go there or not.
Yes.
And if you go to Wikilogs in other applications, you look at the profile. It's very important before go out.
Exactly.
It's preparation time, it's not hiking time.
It can be a little bit of both. Yes, of course, as you say, I will look at my screen and I will see this exact elevation graph that we have here. All the red dots are the exact points that we would like the visitor to physically stop and take a look either at something that is right next to them, like a big outcrop, or something across the field. And we describe where to look throughout the text that we have in very simple descriptions. So you can use the same material, the same screens, both for preparation and during your hike. So if you use it during the hike, you will get you will get the experience of when you need to stop and observe and learn on site and not just before. And does that cover your first question a little bit?
I think graphically it's very important to see how they use the mobile device, because the device that they use for many is a multi-purpose device. So that did not bother the people, but it did not take this because they had to switch to an application which is not very, very user-friendly.
Yeah. Okay, so for this part of the question, when we are outside in the field in northern Syros, there isn't a good mobile service. So off the bat, it's taken care of that you won't be able to even to call anybody on the phone. So it's not as well used as a communication tool at that time. It can be in some parts, you can get and catch the cell phone signal, but it's not very common to get a phone call or to call somebody. So that part of the experience, they don't need to be bothered by that. Now, for the second one, to take pictures, yes, that happened quite often, if not most of the time. They were taking pictures when they would stop to take a look at the points of interest or to just rest, or even take videos along the way in the beginning where they were still fresh. But that didn't bother them to switch in between the app and the regular phone because they knew their device and they knew the whole context. It was not something that was completely new to them. It was just a small add-on. Now, ethnographically, what I did observe, it wasn't that so much that it bothered them that they had to switch the applications from from the hiking app to the camera app. But what did bother them was that they did not have a way to know exactly if they were getting close to the point of interest without looking the screen. That was much more irritating to them. So that's how ethnographically they sort of split into the leaders and teachers. So it's their behavior, they adjusted it because of a nuisance that the mobile app was creating. So if we start to add navigation notifications prior to getting to the point of interest, we would take care of that.
So thank you, Eriana.
Thank you.